In September of 2013, unprecedented rain flooded 6 different river corridors, causing destruction to homes, businesses, and more than 400 miles of Colorado highways. In 2022, the Colorado Department of Transportation finished the final permanent repair project from the floods. This is the story of building the road to resiliency. After the roads were reopened before his Thanksgiving deadline, Governor John Hickenlooper threw down a new goal to CDOT for the permanent repairs: Build Back Better.
We were wise, and so Build Back Better meant be smart about the investments, make sure that we know our surroundings, we know the risks to our assets, and then we make that call.
Because so many of these previous floods that have happened throughout the nation, right, they fix it to get the roads open, they go back and they put back the bridge that was there or the pavement that was there, and they move on. And I think Colorado was one of the first to really challenge that notion of like, why would we put back something that didn't work for us in the first place?
Building Back Better slowly became a philosophy for working on the permanent repair projects that was strengthened over time to one simple word: resiliency.
You know, the word resiliency was obviously in existence before 2013, but it was not what it became.
Resilience truly is your ability to rebound after an event. It's not to be bulletproof, to pretend that an event, we're so armored that the event didn't occur. We know natural disasters or natural events are going to happen in our future. It's just a matter, it's not if, it's when, but how quickly can we respond to that?
Really turned into Colorado being a leader in the nation, if you will, building a resiliency program that actually will save the ER program money in the future by having those resilient features built in.
Resiliency was needed on US 34 east of Greeley, where in 2013, floodwaters that burst through levees in Evans continued east and blew out a section of the road.
This bridge never existed. This was just fill. This was just a road on dirt. And when the flood came through here, it split. Up here is the river. It came out of its banks at about a 25-year event. And from what I hear, the sound was like an explosion because the pressure of the water just boom.
That one was gone. That was the most destruction I had seen. It was at the merge point of 2 rivers, and you just saw.
And the roadway had been completely washed out. We had a gap in the road about 600 feet long. There was no way to get across it. And we had to build a causeway across this lake that had severed our roadway. School children that live east of Greeley, that's their route into school every day. So because that road was damaged so severely, the detour route to get those kids into school every day was 54 miles.
The permanent fix was an original idea: replacing a road with a bridge.
We had to build a bridge where there was none. We got our marching orders to start work on that project in January of 2014.
I think at times people maybe thought we were crazy to put a bridge over a dry piece of road. And as we were building this bridge, we got it approved through our resiliency efforts. We built the case as to why. We looked at culverts, we looked at all these other options. The bridge made the most sense.
I think if we put a bridge in where this road blew out, in the long run, it'll be beneficial, right? And so we have the bridge put in, the road's not completely done. 2015 flood hits, and what happens? The water runs underneath that bridge. It would have blown out the road had we put it back the way it was. So that was proof number 1 that our resiliency process worked.
In a weird way, it was almost like a proof point. Hey, what we're doing is right. We got some good ideas. You know, we're building overflow bridges on 34 that are functioning. We're putting riprap base down out on 71 and it's working. In the areas where we were not sure we could afford to put the riprap down, those areas are failing again. So let's expand the scope of what we're doing with the riprap out on 71. Like, it was a great point to realize, hey, maybe some of these ideas, because that's what they are, right? They're ideas. And then you see them working and functioning the way they were designed and intended, and it was like, we're on to something good. This is a good track we're on.
Resiliency did not end with the projects of the 2013 flood.
floods were or is that disaster. But we've had fires, and we talk about how do we build back resiliency with our fire scars that happened last summer. So again, we now incorporate this resiliency factor into almost every project that we have.
The PR projects, and they said we need to create it more resilient. And that's exactly what they did. They blasted and they moved stuff back and they armored with heavy riprap so that we're not going to lose it again. We might lose a little bit of it, but we're not going to lose the whole thing. And that's the whole point of the resiliency and what we did. And that's what other states are looking at now too, with all the flooding and everything that's occurring around the nation. They're looking at Colorado and looking at what we did and building their stuff more resilient as well.